The Easy Woman Spears, for sure.
Excuse me. Did you There's free water upstairs.
I hear Adriana's walking.
I brought some tissues in case it was emotional.
Test 1, 2. Naris 21, there's some free water upstairs. You upstairs. Good evening. I am dragging myself around this evening. I had an early dinner with Incredible Hulk, and I'm just like, Okay, but we're here to do the damn thing. I am Juanqui, and welcome to my world. It's a cornucopia of stuff. You just never know what kind of video you're going to get out of me. And tonight we're doing our confessions. Well, this is their confessions. We're doing their confessions. Before I get into that, though, something that is, in my mind right now is these darn TSA lines. Okay, these darn TSA lines. I feel so bad for people who are traveling because but then again, what do you believe, Naris 21? Because I've seen TikToks and YouTubes and Instagrams where it's empty and people are like, I just walked right through. It took me about 15 minutes. And then I'm seeing TikToks and Instagrams and YouTubes that have people waiting 5 hours to get through. I'm supposed to be flying escorted by my husband, the Incredible Hulk, soon, very, very soon. And so I just need these law people to get in that damn chamber and do what they need to be doing. All right? And agreeing on something that makes sense. It's effing ridiculous. Who the hell wants to start vacation by having to arrive to a freaking screening process 5 hours before? It's ridiculous. Anyway, I just needed to get that out of my system. Okay, I have not previewed the confession of tonight's confession. I only read the title. I said, let me see. So I don't know what this is going to be like, but let's go ahead. The confession goes, I have a weekly routine that I've never told anybody about. All right, girl. The anticipation is killing us. It's nothing crazy. I just slightly, here we go again. These people need to type better. They need to type better. They need to proofread, hit the little spell check before you hit submit. It's nothing crazy. I'm just slightly embarrassed about it. And if anyone ever confronted me about it, I'd want to crawl into a hole and hide for a moment. Oh God, here we go. I am 28 male. Oh, this is not a girl, male. Okay. A man. I am 28 male. Work a fairly early day job. I'm up at 3 a.m. most days. And on weekends, I work before most people's are awake. So are you working the whole week? 7 days a week? 7 to 7? Like what? Oh, is you some weekends? Yes. Let's try it again. I am 28 male. Work a fairly early day job. I'm up at 3 a.m. most days, and on weekends, I work before most people are awake. I'm the first one on the site on these days. I'm the first one on site on these days. Now, I'm by no means a morning person. I have to take medicine on a strict schedule to feel like a normal person this early. What? Okay, so we got a drug addict. I'm just trying to understand what kind of medicine would you need to take so you can wake up in the morning? I mean, I understand a medicine to put you to sleep. I understand medicine to keep your mentals in check so that you can deal with people. I understand medicine so that you don't have a crash with your insulin, your sugar levels, and epilepsy, and all of different. I understand all that. Heck, me, asthma medication. I gotta take my asthma pump before I step out in the spring and take my allergy pills and all of that. I don't understand what he's saying by I have to take medicine on a strict schedule to feel like a normal person this early. Because it's not like he's saying, I get the allergies and then it's just like sneezing and teary and that's all I could. No, let's continue. Even then, I'm still pretty silent and mentally checked out for the first 2 hours or so. Well, that's pretty normal, right? Right? I too am not a morning person in the sense of like, I don't, I like order. I like to do things early in the morning. If I like to get in and get out, all of that. I will wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning if that means that I will be free by 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You know what I'm saying? So I'm good with that. But I don't like, I'm a silent morning person. Like I'm waking up. I don't want to talk. I don't want to be talked to. I don't want to hear somebody talking to somebody else. I want to be quiet. I want to get in the elevator. I just want to hear the cling, cling, cling from the floors dropping, and the door opening. I don't want to hear anything else. I don't want to hear nothing else. Okay. On to my routine. Oh God, what do you think I'm going to say? What do you think I'm going to say? What do you think I'm going to say? Each weekend when I'm the first to arrive. Hello, Miss View. Hi, Miss View. Miss View. Have you been keeping abreast of the situation? Not those situations, because I've seen some nasty piece of postings and they're dragging you in there and shit like that, and I'm not approving, I'm not engaging, and I'm not involving. I'm talking about the nasty piece of situation at the TSA lines. Miss View, they're talking about arrive to your airport 5 hours before. We are getting on an airport. We are getting on a plane in a few weeks. And I got dragged all day by what? Yes, I saw that. I'm sorry, Miss View. I didn't want to bring it up, but I know that you are aware because you told him to go color with some coloring books in a Bible. And I read that when you said that, Miss View, and I said to myself, oh, Miss View, silly Miss View. We all know he's the pastor without a Bible. Okay? In order for him to have a Bible, Miss View, that will mean, let me wait for the sound to clear. In order for him to have a Bible, Miss View, that will mean that he actually follows the word. We all know what word, the one and only word, the one and only sentence he follows is don't forget the lube. Don't forget the lube. Oh, and when a cockeyed mother, 3 o'clock, 12:30 motherfucker threatened, he said, you have 24 hours. 24 hours. He came out here. Well, I am the B in LGBT. Grinding ear to ear. Couldn't keep a straight face. I am the B in LGBT. Let's get back to the confession. Okay, so he goes. Each weekend when I'm the first to arrive, I drag myself out of the car, shuffle up to the doors to scan myself in, and I'm greeted by the cheerful little chimes of the building's alarm system, quietly promoting me to disarm it with its gentle tune. And each time, as if by instinct, I do a slow, heartfelt dance. It's like I'm dancing at a nightclub for one. It's calm, but heartfelt. I let this go on for a few chimes before disabling the alarm and going on with my day as if it never happened. Dear Lord, we're dealing with the psychopath. Okay. I don't remember precisely when this started. It's just what I do. Sometimes they forget to arm the system the night before, and I feel sad. When I enter the building and I'm met with silence, I can only recall one time when I did not dance along to the tune. It was a bad day. I felt ill. I left early that day. None of my coworkers know I do this. Well, I mean, don't you got like cameras? Don't you have cameras and don't you have like security? Unless he is the security. Sounds like he's either maintenance. He's either maintenance or security. He goes, none of my coworkers know I do this. I haven't even told my friends. It's just been a source of quiet joy. Moments that I take for just myself. No one else. But now you know. Oh my gosh. Let's read some of the comments. Let me see. The word whimsy needs to make a comeback. A little nonsense now and then is relished by the wisest men. Somebody says, be goofy. Dance to the store song in the aisles. Giggle about things you accidentally overheard. Involve a stranger in a harmless or dumb conversation and see what their non-threatening thoughts are. Sing loud in your car. Compliment a stranger's attire. Make people smile around you even if you think you look silly. The world is a lot right now, but people deserve some cheer in their lives. And if you can be the one to bring it to them for a fleeting moment, you'll smile too. One more, and then I'm gonna give you my wonky thoughts. I've been saying this a lot recently. I'm middle-aged and have started getting my fellow middle-aged peers a balloon on their birthday because I fear we don't get enough whimsy as we get older. I also had a magician for my birthday last year. Okay. All right, so in regards to the original confession, I don't see anything wrong with. Listen, y'all see what I do here. If you think that what I do on camera is just a put on a performance, ask my husband, the Incredible Hulk, who is in the chat, if I do lips, teeth, tip of the tongue, and Sally selling seashells and pussy at the beach in real life or not. Back in the day when I actually was performing more full time, I am retired from performing for the legitimate stage and getting a check and healthcare and dental and vacation time, sick time and holidays. I no longer live that type of lifestyle. But back in the day when I was doing that and going to school, or when I was doing that and in corporate America, or even when I would take breaks, I would warm myself up. You see me joking around. Oh, I'm not warmed up. I used to warm myself up in the mornings, whether I was in a show or not. If I was about to go sit at a desk and I needed to communicate with people in the morning, because I've also been a morning person. My time of arrival for the killer at my office spaces is anywhere between 6 a.m., anywhere between like 5:45 in the morning, 6 a.m. to as late as 10 a.m. I've had all that range of situations arriving at work, as well as clocking in, Miss View, at like 12 o'clock in the morning, like 12 a.m. or like 1 a.m. clocking in to do my job and shit. So I've had all times, but in order for me, because I was like trained, since young to, you use your body as a theater actor and the whole night. I would need to get like some type of physical and vocal warm up in the morning. So if you didn't know, you would think I was crazy, getting all the vocals going and all that, especially if I was going to be talking to people, like whatever. You just get used to that. And like I said, I'm a morning person in the sense that I love like the early morning things because it allows you to have a afternoon and an evening, right? It's not like your job is like dead in the middle of the day where they eat up your middle of the day, right? But I'm a quiet morning person. I like a routine as well. My routine was always stop at Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts and get that hot chocolate and then walk. I used to walk a lot of blocks before I got to work. That was kind of my warm-up, my physical warm-up, warming up the limbs and the legs and all that. And I will blast my songs. I will harmonize with myself. I will warm up vocally, even though I wasn't performing that night or that day or whatever. You know? Whatever takes you to get centered and ready for the battle that's coming your way that day, I say just do it. I think a lot of times it's not just about it's a silly action or it really is centered around the routine, the having something to like come to every single day in terms of like you're doing the same thing, repetitive motion, muscle memory, and your brain. This is my thoughts. I'm not no freaking psychologist or psychiatrist. This is just what I feel. I feel like your body, your brain starts getting used to that whole repetitiveness and it sets you for the day. You know, it's like you're waking up from being asleep, nightmares, daydreams, fantasies, wet dreams, all of that. And so and then you thrust into traffic, into commuting, into the train, into the car, into the bus, into the rail, all of that. So your brain is still like trying to get used to everything. So if you come in and you have this one routine, like, going to the Starbucks or going to the Dunkin' Donuts, seeing the same lady, she already knows what you want. Getting it. Hey, how you doing? Oh, okay. Oh, almost. Yeah, thank God it's Friday or whatever. And now you're walking and you're looking and you're window shopping. You're listening to stuff in your ear as you get in. Even the motion of just taking out your ID and hitting the same turnstile and saying hello to the same people as you get in the elevator and you hit the close button because you don't want no bitches up in there with you. Oh, Miss View, I was notorious for closing up a door. Miss View, I am so bad, so nasty, and so rude. So nasty. He was so nasty and so rude. Naris 21. I'm the one who runs into the elevator and starts hitting the button, hitting the close. Because this is my time. Okay, this is my own personal elevator. You can wait for the next one. I want to be in here by myself, looking at the numbers, taking a deep breath, preparing myself to go deal with these white people. Miss View, you know what I'm saying? Take a deep breath. Go get ready to get these white people checks and then do what you gotta do, for your larger vision. So in conclusion, I'm not gonna keep you guys too long. We've been here 20 minutes. I don't think he's the killer. I don't think he's a creep. Then I would for Miss View. And leave it right there? No, I cannot. No. Part of my physical warm-up is making sure my body's all put together. Okay. So I don't think he's a creepo or anything like that. It's just what he does. It's just what he does. I've had some jobs, Miss View, where I'm the first one in the room. Or in the building, and so I've turned on lights and stuff like that, and I just like the peacefulness of it all, just the peacefulness, just having a routine. What I find difficult for me is if that routine gets disrupted, I have a hard time adjusting to disruption. So that's something that I could do much better on. Like if I'm used to doing a certain thing at a certain time or whatever, and then I get disturbed, it kind of like, I can address whatever needs to be addressed, but then I need to get back into the track of, X, Y, and Z before I run out and stuff like that. So I could definitely do better with adjusting. But when it comes down to like that personal time, that personal routine, I think there's no problem with that. Not at all. Anyway, I want to thank everybody who came through. If you catch this on the replay, please make sure that you hit that like. Miss View says, I was so glad that the curry came out. You know what, Miss View? I was never really hooked on coffee like that, but they made a curry that you could do teas, iced teas. So we used to use it for the icy. This is back when I lived in the Savoy behind the gates in Harlem. Oh, Miss View. I was behind the gates. I was in Savoy. And I had the Keurig machine that did the iced tea. Oh, I thought I had arrived. I thought I had arrived, Miss View, because I had the Keurig machine. At that point, it was like the highest end one, because you could do like iced tea. You put the ice in there and it would do the brew the tea and go push it through the ice into a big old jug, and you could just serve iced tea. Ooh, I thought we was doing it. We will have brunches on Sundays and have that thing going, and then the mimosas on the other side. And ooh, I thought I was doing it. Little did I know, Miss View, that was just the beginning. You know, it's crazy because you think you're in a moment of time in your life and you think like this is like that. And then if you play your cards right, if you do what you're supposed to be doing and advancing, you just keep advancing and excelling. And now I look back at that little Latin boy in drag in Harlem, Why Are You Crying? And I laugh at him. They're all going to laugh at you. They're all going to laugh at you. Because, Miss View, I realized I was so ghetto fabulous back then. When ghetto fabulous meant ghetto fabulous, okay? I look at my life now that I have an Incredible Hulk who rescued me, took me down that pole. No, he slid me down his pole. But you know what I'm saying. Took me out them spots and gave me, cleaned me up and put me in a penthouse. And, then we went further up and I got today, Miss View, he was telling me today he took my car to wash because I just don't like going over there. Preferably because all of the people in the car wash are men, and I don't talk to men that are not my husband. So I sent my husband, the Incredible Hulk, to wash my car. Naris 21, you're gonna be mad, Naris. And you know what? He brought my car back and he said he's tired through and delayed with my car. He said, we're gonna get you a new car for your birthday. I said, absolutely not. No. I am fine with my Lexus right now. Can we have it turn at least 3 years? Like, I don't want another one. So now this is the conversation. I personally feel, given how everything is going in the economy and the whole nine, and I keep the bottom lines. I know where every red cent is. I'm fine with my current Lexus. I do not need another one of the year. No, I'm good. I'm good. But I say all that to say that back when I was enjoying my iced tea from the Keurig machine, thinking I have arrived because I lived at the Savoy in Harlem, nowhere in my mind did I think I was going to meet an Incredible Hulk that was going to completely change my life and that we were going to be building upon building together. And that the debate right now is whether or not I want another Lexus for my birthday or not. Ms. View says, I don't make coffee for the office. So that's what, I'm like, you just never know. But anyway, I want to thank everybody who came through. Thank you. I hope you have a good week. Listen, it's rough out there, Ms. View. It's rough out there, Ms. View. Ms. View, it's rough. These gas prices, this war, they're starting shooting down. They started shooting down nuclear parts over there, and the TSA line. This is just, oh God. If you want to get your head away from all of this bullshit, please come through tomorrow. We'll have another confession. I'm sourcing these week's confessional advice seekers, and so at least you'll be pulled away from the realities for those 20 minutes. All right, have a good night, everybody. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Be safe and have a productive, safe, enjoyable week. Peace.